I'm gonna hit the nose on the speed limit. I'm gonna make sure when those little dotted lines come up so you can possibly pass somebody, that I get a speed up, and get ahead of you so you can't get by me. And then when the solid line comes back, I'm gonna slow right back down to the number of the speed limit. Stop tailgating me, okay? Head the road. Get off my rear end when I'm driving, because it's not going to get you there any faster. You're better off giving me my breathing room and let me do my driving, because normally I'll do 7 to 8 over, because, again, I can't afford the speeding ticket, so I never speed. And it's just, again, I think I'm negative today. Do I sound negative? Am I crampy today?
No. Actually, what you just said makes me feel good about myself, because when people tailgate me, I slam my brakes.
Yeah, brake check.
Brake check.
Yeah. Hey, look, there was a post on one of the little things of Isle of Wight County, which is where I live, Windsor, Isle of Wight County, about somebody brake checking. So I took pictures in my mirror, and I'm going to repost it and go ahead and get behind me and see what happens to you. I'm going to brake check you to death. So that apparently is a thing out here, in the western Tidewater, where people like to brake check. Well, I get it. I'm that way too. You come riding up on me, and I'm gonna make sure that you get back a little bit. So,
I'll tell you what, that is pettiness right there. I mean, that is Hank driving his pettiness.
It is. I'm Captain Petty. There's no reason. There's no reason. Do you tailgate, Johnny? Since it seems to be affecting you.
No, I do not. In fact, as I've gotten older, believe it or not, like coming into the studio in the morning, I literally will sit in the right lane the entire time.
Wow.
Like I'm driving Miss Daisy at this point. I just don't care. That's
funny,
me. Man. I know. That's sad. But that's what I've become, Hank, due to this radio program. I've become that guy who just sits in the right lane going 58 miles an hour. That's me.
I think it comes with age, Johnny. I got just kicked over to 59, and I don't know, man. I'm petty in some ways, but I'm a whole lot more reserved than others. I guess I'm finally maturing.
Hank, I've gotten to the point, and I'm not afraid to say this and admit this, and it might come across as ridiculous, but if I want to see better, I turn down the radio.
Oh, wow.
No. Everybody does that.
Yeah, everybody does
Seriously?
that.
Yeah,
That's the thing everybody does.
When you go to park,
Thank you.
especially in a crowded parking lot.
No, I'm not even talking about parking. I'm talking about at an open highway. If I'm having a hard time seeing for whatever reason, I think I can miraculously cure this by turning down the radio.
What about if you're jumping up in a ton of traffic? Do you do it then?
Yeah.
I do it then.
I do it all the time.
If I'm like driving through Richmond and it's lanes are coming in and out and there's cars everywhere, I'll turn it. I don't know what it is. It like makes you focus, but I don't know.
No, it's the truth because you get the
radio.
music, everything playing. So when you're driving, you try to focus, you just turn that music down just a little bit.
I don't know.
And it seems like you got
it.
good vision right there. So you're not the only one, Johnny D. You're not the only one.
I thought it was.
No.
Thought it was going crazy.
No.
I think it's still
You're
there.
certainly not the only one.
You're not the only
I
one.
can promise you that.
All right, Hank, anything else?
No, I know one thing that I'm concerned about is that I'm a little bit snowblind. I don't know if you guys have it, but when I drive, I have sensitive eyes, man. For some reason, I've always been. I don't have glasses or anything, but my eyes they water up if it's really bright outside, and snow just kind of gets to me, man. So that's my only concern. I love snow. I'm gonna build me a gigantic snowman and see what I can come up with. See how long it'll last. And
That's even
it.
perfect.
Good
All right.
stuff,
Hey, great stuff, Hank.
That's
We
it.
appreciate the phone call as always. No better sign off than the single white 59-year-old male in Wakefield building a snowman by himself.
Nothing wrong with the snowman.
Building a snowman by yourself as a 59-year-old male. And you think there's nothing wrong with that? There are so many things wrong with that.
It's too easy.
JLowe, you're an adult now. You don't have kids. There is no reason for an adult to be outside building a snowman
Didn't say I
unless
was.
your kids are around.
I didn't say I
Period.
was.
End of story. All right, 8:20 on the program. Reminder, this segment of the Morning Drive is brought to you by the brand new Bagel Baker Deli. It is now open. Loman's Plaza at Virginia Beach. What are people talking about, Suave? Man, talking about full breakfast now. Full breakfast menu, French toast, lox, omelets, bowls, you name it. In addition to those great bagel sandwiches, the classic that I like to get, little Swiss cheese, scrambled egg, throw a little hash brown on that with some bacon. Also the oversized sandwiches for lunch, and now open for dinner 3 nights a week, Thursday through Saturday. Don't forget a full catering menu as well. For more information, check them out online at thebagelbaker.com/deli. The BB Deli, now open in Virginia Beach to taste in New York, right here in the 757. Hey, straight ahead, friend of the program, we'll talk Commanders, top priority this offseason. And also, I got to bring up something from Saturday Night Live that only Chris Russell can figure out and see during the Black Jeopardy sketch. We'll talk about that straight ahead. It's the Morning Drive.
Fox Sports 1310 Traffic.
This traffic update is brought to you by Discover. Expect heavy traffic heading west on 264 between Campanile Road and Downtown Tunnel. We're seeing bumper-to-bumper traffic on 64 eastbound between LaSalle Avenue and Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel, as well as heading west on 64 between Norview Avenue and Little Creek Road. Looking at 564 heading west, expect delays between Terminal Boulevard and Bellinger Boulevard, and be aware that the James River Bridge will be lifting at 8:15. I'm Elena Begso on Fox Sports 1310.
Discover wants everyone to feel special. That's why they double all the cash back you've earned on your credit card at the end of your first year with Cash Back Match.
Hi, this is Wayne Williams of Williams Deloach. I'm an experienced personal injury attorney, and I hope you don't need my services because I certainly don't like to see people injured on a daily basis. But in preparation for that unfortunate situation, your insurance coverage is very vital to your case. Give me a call today. I'd be happy to discuss your insurance situation for you and your family. That's the most protection you have, and you want to have that ahead of time.
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better, and it's our mission to get you there, because here you are more. One Life Fitness.
Portco is your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. We focus on abilities, not limitations, providing on-the-job vocational support. Find your pathway to employment. Contact us or learn more at portco.org.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
Include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LANZESS.
Looking for money talk? You can find it now on 97.3 HD2. You'll get the latest from Main Street and Wall Street from Bloomberg and The Ramsey Show. That's Money Talk on 97.3 HD2. Listen live, online, anytime at foxsports1310.com. With the best lineup in sports talk radio 24/7, 365. This is Fox Sports 1310. You are listening to The Morning Drive on Fox Sports 1310 AM and 100.9 FM. And always free on the Fox Sports 1310 mobile app.
Just want to let the people know that this segment of the drive is represented by the personal injury law firm of Williams Deloach. Do you know what to do after a serious injury? More important, what to avoid. Did you know nearly 75% of personal injury victims receive less compensation than they deserve due to early mistakes in the claims process? If you are injured in an accident or suffer any type of personal injury, my first call, your first call, should be to the fine folks of Williams Deloach, 757-547-5555. That's 757-547-5555, or visit them online at wd-law.com. All right, coming up in about 15 minutes, our Tuesday nominees for the Porta Potty. I've got one that is absolutely spectacular that I might pose the question to Suave. How much would you make? How much would you maybe ask to get a sports tattoo? That's going to be the question coming up in about 15 minutes. But joining us right now to talk all things Commanders offseason Is it going to be Myles Garrett? Is it going to be Max Crosby? Is this the most important offseason for Adam Peters and the Commanders? Friend of the program, Chris Russell, is joining us. You can follow him on the X at WrestleMania621. And, of course, afternoon host on the Team 981, the 4 up in D.C. Good morning, Chris. How are you, my friend?
Hello, fellas. Good Tuesday morning. How are we?
We are great. We are bracing for Storm 2025. That is set to hit the area. We're going to get 14 feet of snow, I'm being told, this morning. Something like that. It's crazy.
So apparently we up here in the greater DMV area have gone from, like 18 inches last Friday to a dusting is what the latest models are, I guess, showing. I mean, it's crazy. Like, I mean, I started hearing about this Armageddon storm, or Snowmageddon, I guess some people call it up here. Right. About a week ago or so. And from a top meteorologist in the DMV area who is very, very, very good at his job. But he was like, look, it's early, but this is what the preliminary European models and all this, all this stuff that nobody understands. And we've just gone step now. I guess there's still a chance it could turn, but we've gone steadily from like 18 inches of snow or more to basically a dusting. And everybody's happy about that because, then the whole area doesn't shut down for days because nobody can drive in it. I mean, I'm sure you guys deal with it a lot too. This isn't Chicago. This isn't Buffalo. This isn't Boston, places that actually people know how to survive in the snow. They can't do anything. Everything gets paralyzed.
Absolutely.
Chris, it is so bad to the point where management is offering one Rico Don Suave a penthouse suite next door at the Holiday Inn Express just so he could be here on Thursday morning pushing buttons.
Wow.
That's how bad it is.
I mean, does it come with a jacuzzi?
It comes with the express breakfast and the cinnamon buns. That's what it comes with.
That is served while we're on the air.
I want to see. I just want to see pictures of Suave. I don't want to be there, but I want to see pictures of Suave hosting a cartel of people in a jacuzzi. With his arms spread out over the edges of the jacuzzi in his penthouse suite.
Wow, that's a visual.
Oh, man.
That's a visual.
No, you ain't gonna visit that.
That would take me back to the old UNLV days with Tark, right? When they had the players in the hot tub.
See, Johnny, you know how they used to roll, right?
Oh,
exactly.
I was right there. I never made it into the photo. I was the guy in the background that was like, "Hey, can I join?" Nope.
Right. Nope.
You got nothing. You got no value to add.
But you saw all the action.
Oh, I saw the action. I was right there. Hey, Chris, before I talk Adam Peters and priorities coming up this offseason, I do want to bring up, and it was on your X account, I think it was spectacular. Did you enjoy the SNL 50 on Sunday night?
I did. I mean, not all of it was really funny, but there were a bunch of skits and, I didn't really watch the show a whole lot, as a young man. It's just not something I did. I was never home Saturday night at 11:30, but over the last 10 years or so, I've gotten into it and I usually get bored with it, but some of it is still really funny. And
there was a sketch talking about Black Jeopardy.
Yes.
And please tell me that one of the categories was not leave LeBron alone. Was that one of the categories on Black Jeopardy?
Well, it was leave Bronny alone.
Okay.
But I call him LeBronny, being that daddy kind of owns his rights and controls everything for him, including why he was drafted in the NBA. So it's LeBronny to me. But leave LeBronny alone was indeed a category on Black Jeopardy, featuring Eddie Murphy and others.
Yeah, Tracy Morgan. I mean, just
Tracy Morgan, right?
Stuff. Anytime you could work Bronny James into the broadcast, it's a good thing. It's ratings gold. No doubt about it. It is content.
There was another
it's clicks.
Yeah, there was another reference to LeBronny later on in the show, I think in Weekend Update, which is probably my favorite of the segments, with with Che and Colin Jost and and all the different pieces and parts that they pull together. They mentioned I forget if it was Che or Jost, I can't remember, that mentioned LeBron James, but yeah, there was 2 LeBron James mentions, 2 in SNL 50. How about that?
Look, I have encouraged the boys on the other side of the glass that every day we do the show, just throw the title up on the internet for the YouTube audience and for Twitter. Just put Bronny James. The algorithms, what you're going to it'll go through the roof. I mean, you are guaranteed to get a lot of clicks and a lot of content that day.
Agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
No doubt.
I agree.
Chris Russell is joining us. All right, look, the offseason is here for the Washington Commanders. Adam Peters. I brought up some numbers earlier this morning talking about the amount of quarterbacks that have made it to the Super Bowl since 2002, have been like 20 out of the NFC, and the amount of draft picks in the first and second round that are actually still on a team participating. The Washington Commanders are dead last in the NFL at like 32. All right, Philadelphia is number 2 at 90%. That's to be expected after the Ron Rivera and everything else that has taken place. How important is it for Adam Peters to really get it right and not miss on anything free agent wise and anything in the draft coming up here?
Oh, I mean, it's super important. I mean, I don't know what the percentages need to be, but obviously your major decisions, whoever they decide to spend any kind of significant cash on, need to be right. And quite honestly, even the lower decisions need to be right? Like the Zach Ertz and Bobby Wagner come back for 1-year deals. Can you get them on 1-year deals, or do they have to be, 2-year artificially inflated deals where you're sitting on a bunch of dead money, not now, but a year from right now? What do you do with Jeremy Chin? Do you give him a 3-year deal, a 4-year deal? How much, is that worth? I mean, there's so many decisions internally. How do you handle the De'Ami Brown situation? If his market gets out of control, do you just say, man, thanks De'Ami, but no thanks? And I think that's what's going to happen, but I don't know that, especially with T. Higgins, almost surely getting the second franchise tag there in Cincinnati. So, I mean, there's so many things that have to go right. I mean, obviously, they traded away a bunch of their draft picks in the Marshawn Lattimore deal. We'll see what they do with the Myles Garrett deal. But, guys, I don't see that happening because Myles Garrett is so complicated in terms of the trade, not only the compensation, but also what it costs Cleveland in terms of dead money, which they do not have. So I don't see that happening at least until after June 1st. Adam Peters is going to have to make all these decisions. And this is what he gets paid handsomely to do. And by the way, he's very handsome. So he gets paid handsomely and he's handsome. So it should work out. But I can't sit here and say like he didn't swing and miss at a couple last year. I mean, Michael Davis stunk the corner. KJ Osborne couldn't even get into the lineup after they picked him up following Noah Brown's injury. Noah Brown had some moments, obviously the Hail Mary, but he couldn't stay on the field, which has been a problem for him. So, he's swung and missed on a couple of deals already.
I guess the one good thing for the Commanders, when you're talking about 2 of the bigger name free agents, are going to be Bobby Wagner and Zach Ertz. Both of them had strong seasons last year. Both of them were pretty inexpensive, right? Wagner was about 6.5.
Yep.
I think Ertz was about 2.5, something in that case. But they're both going to be 35, right? So now you got to kind of walk this tightrope of how much money am I willing to invest in a guy who has performed for us, but can he perform at 36 like he did at 35?
Well, and that's the problem. Unless they're willing to take straight up 1-year deals without that second year essentially being I don't want to call it a dummy year, but some people will call it a dummy year. And sometimes it's just a void year, and sometimes it's an actual year, and it'll just kind of depend on how they work out the Look, I believe both guys want to be here, but both guys do need a raise, right? I mean, both guys are team guys, but nobody plays this game and beats their body to hell, for a pay cut. I mean, this isn't radio, for God's sakes, So that was supposed to be funny. I think I think if look, I think if we're being reasonable, like a 2-year, I don't know, maybe $14-15 million deal for Bobby Wagner might get it done somewhere in that range. Overall, big picture, maybe that's a little too high. I don't know. And probably for Zach Ertz, again, I would say a 2-year. $8 million deal, $9 million deal. I mean, it's hard to say he's worth that much less than Bobby Wagner. It's not fair, but I mean, based on where they were both coming from, I think that would be, reasonable in terms of the expectation of the raise.
Chris Russell is joining us here on the program. I got the joke, by the way. The other boys, they do not. They're early in their career. They don't understand.
Yes.
We can go Peter Schrager, NFL Network, if we want to on this one, where he's got to pay his own way to go to the Super Bowl. That's a whole nother story.
Hey, listen, that story rang so true to me because I got to be honest with you. I have recently dealt with that situation.
Yeah,
and
I
more.
mean, we've all been there. We've all been there. Like, hey, by the way, we'll get you a credential, but you got to pay for the flight. You got to pay for the hotel. So you want me to work in another state outside of my house to be responsible for my food and lodging and transportation? Yes, we do. Okay.
How do you think your boy wound up in Detroit and Philadelphia?
Absolutely, right? You go where the opportunity is, and then you hope that you cash in on that investment. Myles Garrett, back in the news. How important would it be for the Commanders to, if they don't sign Myles Garrett, to make sure Philadelphia does not sign Myles Garrett? Because that would be a gut punch.
Well, I mean, obviously you don't want that, right? I mean, because that's kind of like what happened with the Giants and Saquon Barkley, and you saw how that kind of worked out for the Giants. But here's the weird part. The Eagles have Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, and Zach Bond, 3 guys in their top, in their front 7 that are all unrestricted, right? And others, but those 3 guys. So they're going to have to probably choose between, say, okay, 2 out of those 3 guys in terms of re-signing. And I would imagine they would be willing to let one of the defensive ends, Sweat or Milton Williams, go, right? Just in general. Never mind if you're going to invest in the Myles Garrett business. But here's the thing same thing for the Commanders, right? I shouldn't say same thing. The Commanders are going to have to obviously surrender compensation. They have the cap room, all that. They have the need. It would be a perfect fit. The problem is again, and maybe, it's hard to explain, but prior to June 1st, Myles Garrett is going to be virtually untradeable by the Cleveland Browns because of the salary cap implications. That's the easiest way I can say that. After June 1st, it becomes more possible, more, I guess, likely, but still really, really, really difficult to do. And that's based on my own research. That's based on talking to people in the NFL. That's based on reading about the salary cap and the implications and all that stuff. So I personally would put it out of my mind. Again, there's so many there's so many guys that they can bolster the defensive line with that are legitimate and much easier to get. And I just kind of mentioned some of them, and that's just the beginning of the list. That's where I would focus. And I think I told you guys last week, Khalil Mack is certainly a favorite of mine. And, I know he's 34 as well, but he's coming off of another big year. And I didn't realize this. A friend of mine told me this, that Ken Norton Jr., who's the Commanders linebackers coach, was his defensive coordinator with the Raiders at one point. So presumably they have a good relationship. Maybe they don't, but presumably they do. And that would help in terms of getting Khalil Mack, who's a free agent, doesn't cost you anything, and you can get now in March.
Yeah, he is our buddy Chris Russell. Of course, you could follow him on the X at WrestleMania621. You can catch him weekday afternoons 1 to 4 at theteam980.com. Got about 30 seconds before I let you go. I'm going to pose the question.
Yes.
Philadelphia put it on their Sports Talk Radio poll the other day, talking about Philadelphia.
I forgot about this.
Boy.
I'm going to pose the question to you. Is JD5 the greatest quarterback ever to wear the burgundy and gold?
Ooh. I can't say yes at this point because he hasn't won a championship and others have. Doug, Mark Rippon, Joe Theismann. I mean, I put a value on that no statistic, no superlative that Jaden Daniels accomplished, as great as he was and was able, to, it's greater than that. And, even though those teams were great, especially the last one with Rip, those guys, to me, because they won a Super Bowl championship, they deserve to be in a certain and different pantheon than right now Jaden Daniels does.
So Chris Russell is saying Mark Rippon is a better quarterback than Jaden Daniels.
I did not.
That's what you just said.
See, I know what you're trying to do, Johnny. I know what you're trying to do.
Don't fall for it.
Let me
far too often.
Let me clarify that Jaden Daniels just right now is not yet. He will be at one point, I believe. He is not yet in the same pantheon as Doug Williams and Mark Rippon and Joe Theismann, simply because they won the Super Bowl in a ultimate team sport. So I feel comfortable in saying that.
Okay. So we'll put it up on the poll for tomorrow that Chris Russell believes that Mark Rippon is a better quarterback than Jaden Daniels because he won a Super Bowl. Do you agree or disagree?
I thought you only had 30 seconds, and instead you're sitting here taking 2 minutes to bust my chop.
Oh, we're good, Chris.
Well, we got plenty of time now.
Yeah, we got all the time.
We got plenty of time now. Chris, you're the best. Follow him on the X at WrestleMania621, and, of course, afternoon host at the Team980.com 1 to 4. We will talk to you next week, my friend.
Thank you, fellas. Appreciate you.
There we go. So we're going to put it up on the poll tomorrow, the Pacer Payroll poll question tomorrow on the Hump Day Hot Takes. Chris Russell believes that Mark Rippon is a better quarterback than Jaden Daniels because he has won a Super Bowl. I don't know why you're laughing, because you agree there, Suave. You think Mark Rippon is a better quarterback. You think Doug Williams is a better quarterback. You think Joe Theismann is a better quarterback. These are all guys that you think are a better quarterback than JD5.
Because you got JD has had one great year, phenomenal year. Mm-hmm. But yes, Doug Williams did win the Super Bowl. Actually had a record in that 1987 Super Bowl. Mark Rippon had the fun bunch. And sorry, Johnny D, they tore up the Buffalo Bills.
They did.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're apologizing. I didn't play.
Because I know that I want to bring back some dark days in college, having to go to 4 straight Super Bowl parties.
That's true.
Yeah, so JD was good, but these guys were great in that Super Bowl, so let's give it time.
Okay.
Remember at one time people thought RG3 was the best Washington quarterback. You see how that turned out?
Oh, well.
Exactly.
We know. Mm-hmm. By the way, this segment of The Drive, serviced by Kellum Mechanical. Keep Hampton Roads families comfortable since 1995. Tell them Kellum. Heating, cooling, electrical. And did you know they also handle plumbing this winter? That's right. Pipes could become a problem over the next couple of days. Get them checked out before they become an issue. Schedule a visit today, kellummechanical.com. We wrap it up on the other side. Nominees for the Porta Potty on a Tuesday. We'll also update the Pacer Payroll poll question. It is a Tuesday edition. Johnny D, Suave, JLowe, Fox Sports 1310 AM, the Fox Sports 1310 app.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
This traffic update is brought to you by Indeed.com. For those of you heading west on 264, expect delays between Independence Boulevard and Newtown Road, and again between Campostella Road and Downtown Tunnel. Looking at 564, heading westbound, we're seeing bumper-to-bumper traffic between Terminal Boulevard and Bellinger Boulevard. The right lane is blocked due to an accident on 64 westbound between Norview Avenue and Little Creek Road, and heading east on 64, expect delays between LaSalle Avenue and Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel. I'm Elena Vegso on Fox Sports 1310.
Hi, this is Wayne Williams of Williams Deloach. I'm an experienced personal injury attorney, and I hope you don't need my services because I certainly don't like to see people injured on a daily basis. But in preparation for that unfortunate situation, your insurance coverage is very vital to your case. Give me a call today. I'd be happy to discuss your insurance situation for you and your family. That's the most protection you have, and you want to have that ahead of time.
What is more? Is it more reps? More strength, more stamina. We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better. And it's our mission to get you there. Because here, you are more. One Life Fitness.
Portco is your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. We focus on abilities, not limitations, providing on-the-job vocational support. Find your pathway to employment. Contact us or learn more at portco.org.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever. The $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal. Bacon cheeseburger, fries, drink, and a sundae. No time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. Right now at DQ. Happy tastes good.
With Mike Harmon.
Do not be alarmed. What if the Chiefs are looking to move on from Travis Kelce? And if he played a different position, I would say yes. If you're the Chiefs, who are you getting to upgrade? So I don't buy the whole, hey, the Chiefs might want to move on just because it's not a position where you can easily upgrade from. We're going to draft Ty Ward. Yeah, good luck.
You're listening to Jason Smith with Mike Harmon. Weeknights 10 to 2 a.m. on Fox Sports 1310. The new home for the Hampton Road sports fan. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D, along with Suave and JLowe on Fox Sports 1310 and live on Cova Sports TV.
Our thanks once again to Chris Russell for stopping by. If you missed any of it, Commanders off-season priorities, go to the YouTube page at Cova Sports TV. Hit him up on the Keller Mechanical Audio Vault today. The Cova stream is up and rolling this morning. Johnny D, this from Warpath this morning. The Rooster looking like Tom Hanks in Black Jeopardy.
Wow.
Tom Hanks is taking a lot of abuse on social media. I don't think Tom Hanks really cares at this point. I mean, how old is Tom Hanks? He's got to be 70s.
70s.
Right? He's got to be in his 70s. It don't matter. He could show up looking like whatever he wants. The next movie he makes, you're going to watch it. Period.
Absolutely. He's 68.
He's 68.
Yeah.
He's going to be fine.
Come on, it's Forrest Gump. Leave him alone.
Also, Warpath says, Johnny D, the habitual line stepper.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about, man. That's what life is all about, is pushing that envelope, to getting to that edge, to walking that line, but not stepping over it. That's what life is all about. Bobby needs an understudy. That would be good. I mean, the Commanders, he's 35. He's going to be 36. You could get him cheap. Can he still be productive? Probably, but you got to get somebody else in there. Got to start learning. Got to start developing some of that young talent.
So we'll see.
Yeah, get a draft pick. Late draft, third, fourth, fifth round, whatever it's going to be. And let him sit behind Bobby Wagner. That's a pretty good dude to learn from. Hank has chimed in. Lattimore stunk, like the scroll said. Yep, we know Hank. Hank, not a big fan of Marshawn Lattimore. And we also had somebody else chime in this morning. Who was it? Lamont. Good morning, Lamont. Says Bronny James is doing better than Marcus Jordan. Well, I mean, a lot of people are doing better than Marcus Jordan this morning. That is for sure. Off-season been there for the Commandos there, old Donnie Suave. So obviously it is a friend of the program.
Yes.
Who knows old Suavo. So you got a comment? We will read it on the air. Hit us up on the comment box on the YouTube at Cova Sports TV. I'm not getting into best Tom Hanks movies there, Hank. I don't have enough time. Don't even know what that movie is. Never seen it.
You never seen Road to Perdition?
No, I haven't.
Oh, yeah, you need to see that.
Okay.
It's a good movie.
I'll put it down.
Yeah.
It'll be on my to-do list. What about
I mean,
30
of
other
course
things?
you're gonna
to do?
have like Forrest Gump. That Charlie, what's the Charlie Rogers? Dang, what's his name?
Big?
No, the movie he did the biopic. We did the neighborhood guy.
You got me there, big guy.
I got no clue.
The guy.
You got me there, big guy.
Welcome to my neighborhood. That guy.
You're talking about Mr. Rogers?
Mr. Rogers, yes.
Really?
Yes.
You're going to put that up there in the top 5?
Top 5.
I want you to think about this.
You got Forrest
There's
Gump,
been a lot of good
Big,
ones. Right? Just
Apollo,
think about it. Just
yeah.
marinate on it.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Give it 24 hours.
it's a
Come
lot.
back to me tomorrow. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, it's a lot of Tom Hanks movies. So yeah,
Gotcha. Marcus Jordan, you know who my daddy is. Yeah, Hank, we know.
Oh, we know Hank.
Still
Good
great.
God.
You got to know, man. Cops, they got body cameras. So anything you're going to say to stop, be careful. It's going to get repeated. And don't you know who my daddy is? I would have loved if the officer said, yeah, LeBron James is better. Like, that would have been a drop the mic.
Yeah, that would have
Boom.
been it.
Done. Excuse me, officer. Do you know who my father is? He's Michael Jordan. Yeah, that's great. LeBron James is the GOAT. See ya.
You're still arrested.
Get in the back of the car.
That would be on internet supreme.
Yeah. Warpath chimes in the Green Mile. There are a lot. I could go down this road.
Yeah.
Hey, give me an update of the Pacer payroll poll question. Then I want to get to my Tuesday nominee for the porta potty this morning. Hank, I want you to listen very carefully because it's got everything to do with the Dallas Cowboys. Okay.
Absolutely. So the first question, and the reason why we have this question, do you feel the need to text or tweet your thoughts when your team is playing? It comes from, our co-host JLowe. He does tweeting with the UVA and the Duke game. So he was texting and talking during it through his thread. So 57.1% says yes, they feel the need to tweet your thoughts
I
during the
don't
team.
understand that. I gave JLo a hard time because he expressed his opinion. Total fanboy in the first half, criticizing his head coach. What are the adjustments that are going to be made at halftime? And then nothing in the second half. Just nothing. When adversity hits, he went running from social media. If you're going to start it, you got to finish it. Talking about we need to rebound. Interesting to see what adjustments old Coach calls him Ron, by the way. They're on a first-name basis. Not Coach Sanchez, but Ron. So that's my point. I don't text during my team's game. Yankees, Bill, forget it. Don't want to do it.
We definitely know that. Next question. Commander fans, would you rather see Adam Peters go after Max Crosby or Myles Garrett? Leading at 62.5% says Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett, I'm telling you, don't sleep on Max Crosby. If you had an opportunity to trade for Max Crosby, I'm doing it. I am absolutely doing it. All right, so those are the Pacer payroll poll questions on a Tuesday. We had some more people chime in this morning there, Suave. Suave loves Bronny and Village people.
Yeah, I seen it. And you know what? Just for that, Waterboy Network, you're going in the porta potty today. How about that? Just because that porta potty. Exactly.
Wow.
Don't you ever say I'm a fan of Bronny and Village people. I was just talking about them going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the nominations. Nobody said that. I just had a fun time with it. But since you said that, put you in the porta potty for that.
Wow.
Put him in the porta potty.
I mean, that was very reactionary.
Well,
Very
we got Suave's
reactionary.
nominee this morning.
Yeah, I mean, we know his nominee.
Yeah.
My nominee comes to me from social media that I saw this and had to put it up there. So I don't know if you're familiar with the, the Bleacher Report?
Yes.
I believe the Bleacher Report went around and we're asking random people, hey, how much would it take to get a tattoo, a sports tattoo? And one individual, they asked, how much would it take to get a tattoo that said the Dallas Cowboys 2026 Super Bowl champs?
Oh, God.
Right? Dallas Cowboys 2026 Super Bowl champs. Question for you, Suave. How much would it take for you to get a tattoo that said Washington Commanders 2026 Super Bowl champs?
$50,000.
$50,000.
That's it?
$50,000.
That's it.
Yeah, because if they don't win, then I can just get a laser removed, and I still got 50 G's in my pocket.
You could hope maybe to 2028, kind of make that 6 into an 8.
If I got
a couple
to,
years later,
that's $100,000.
just kind of erase it all together,
Yep.
right? What about you, JLo?
There's no amount of money.
No amount of money
You can't get me
on
to
the
get a
plat.
tattoo
First
like
off,
that.
I find that hard to believe.
I'm sorry. No, I don't believe that. I'm sorry.
I don't believe it at all.
If someone gave you $1 million right now that say Washington Commanders 2026 champion, you wouldn't do it.
I guess.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
Everybody has a price.
All right, so everybody's got a price. So here was the Bleacher Report walking around the city asking different individuals, how much would it take for you to get a sports tattoo of your team that says 2026 Super Bowl champs? Take a listen.
The Super Bowl 2026 champions, Dallas. Do you think your team is going to win the Super Bowl next year?
Yes. Yep, Joe Birds.
I believe. I think so, yes.
Will you get a tattoo saying they will?
Hell no. No. I'm allergic to needles. No.
You have to get a tattoo that says Dallas Cowboys 2026 Super Bowl champions.
Let's do it, baby. 2026 Dallas Cowboys champs. Let's do it, baby. First tattoo in over 20 years. You know it must be worth it, Dak. Come on, man. Show us it's worth it. This how much I believe in you. When I come back, you're going to see what it is, man.
He believes in Dak, by the way. Did you notice that little drop in there, Suave? He believes in Dak.
Yeah.
So there it was. They did not, by the way, admit how much they paid this individual for it. Okay. All right. We've already played it, right? So again, thank you. So again, they did not disclose, Suave, how much, but I got to tell you, whoever this person is, put him in the porta potty.
Absolutely.
I mean, what is wrong with you, man? You are banking on Dak Prescott, is what you just said, to get you to the Super Bowl, and you just got a tattoo of the Dallas Cowboys 2026 Super Bowl champs. You deserve to be in the porta potty. Hit it again. Give him another porta potty.
Put him in the porta potty.
Put him in the porta potty again.
Put him in the porta potty.
And you got to keep him in the porta potty. What are we doing? Warpath chimes in. Jack is going to get that Eagles 2025 champs or I Love Tony Bennett tattoo.
There's no tattoo.
There is a tattoo.
No.
$1.5 million for you to get a I Love Tony Bennett tattoo.
1.5 million, probably.
There it is. Everybody's got a price. Everybody's got a price.
Changing amount of money.
Everybody's got a price.
But we need to put a Ted DiBiase sound.
Nobody would ever pay that amount of money.
You'd be surprised. You would be
to
surprised.
get a tattoo.
All right.
Like that.
That's going to wrap it up for a Tuesday edition. Again, thanks to all the listeners out there, everybody who engaged into the program on the X at Drive Johnny D, everybody who dialed us up on YouTube this morning at Cova Sports TV. We greatly appreciate the support, appreciate the comments in the comment box this morning for Suave, for JLowe. Yours truly, Johnny D. This has been a Tuesday edition of the Morning Drive on Fox Sports 1310 AM and the Fox Sports 1310 app. See you.
Here's a quick weather update from the News 3 First Warning Storm Team.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Miles Henderson.